So I think that while Dominique is crazy, I mean, she also does represent the modern day woman who feed men a bunch of garbage to control them, you know what I mean, and tell them a bunch of things that she wouldn't do herself. Let's go.
The other day, we were working.
Mm.
He asked me about the whole co-parenting versus having love thing.
Sorry.
Hey, fam. What was that about? Because the energy that you gave was almost like you were upset with me.
I wasn't upset with you, Mike. I think that the message that I was trying to get across was that, Mike, you deserve real love. You know, like men have this thing, especially nowadays, because some men didn't grow up with fathers and they don't want to be, that deadbeat dad, and they say, I'm going to make this work regardless of what, even if I'm unhappy. No.
And that doesn't make sense because if this was Dominique's child that Sonny was having, he wouldn't be saying all of this. This is exactly why I don't listen to women when they give these takes. But I know the take, and as much as y'all want to feel like the take is very, what you call it now, it's crazy and it is out of this world. It's not, because it's actually a very much of a modern day take. Dominic represents the modern day woman who gives these takes and act like they're this just and holy kind of person in the world. But the truth is, if you switch a situation around to them, all of this goes through the wind and it changes.
It's one thing to be admirable and take the high role of just becoming a father, but that's not enough, I think. I mean, Sonny and the baby's gonna be fine regardless, but what about you? Like, you deserve real love, real companionship, real friendship. And I think that that should be in the forefront of your brain also with being a good father. This.
So the question I have to ask you is that, are women actually making guys into deadbeat dads? Because that's not an honest question. When I say Dominic does this, and I've watched a couple podcasts and I've listened to a couple people speak on this particular topic, this is how they sound. Again, if it's not your kid, you don't want the father to be there. The guy really needs to be looking for love. He shouldn't be looking for anything else. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what Dominique is saying. Because hey, it's not my kid, so we don't really care exactly if he grows up fatherless, or you know what I mean, or if it's not a two-parent household. And don't get me wrong, and I do understand that you have some households that are toxic, and so them can't coexist. But I'm just giving it from where Dominique is arguing from to let y'all see what's going on.
Deserves the real thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I do want love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just want to make sure everybody else is good. My baby and
But you're a man, Mike. Everybody's going to be good. But who's going to take care of you? Hmm? What about Mike? What about that?
What about his kid? What about that? What about that? He had the kid. He's the one that pretty much did all of this. So what about his kid? Again, I'm not saying that people have to force them into relationships, but I'm just showing you. And this is not a lie either. This is exactly how some women force themselves into things and give the whole marketing of whatever is going on. So the question I have to ask you again is that, are deadbeat dads really created by actually men, or is it that women actually, like a Dominique, sits down and because she wants the man for herself, she finds a way, a means of arguing, making the deadbeat daddy argument, and takes that man away and makes him into a deadbeat? That is a question.
What about that? Don't sacrifice just for doing the right thing. I think that you really want that, but you might be a little afraid. You can tell all those other women that you're okay.
Hmm. But guess what? You can't tell her to show him okay. I'm telling you, this more than 9 times out of 10, this has now been happening. Where you have women coming and their arguments are very twofold. You know, I mean, the older people on the channel who are, let me use the word mature. the more material people on the channel have a different way of growing up. But I'm telling you that this is exactly how they're being grown these days. This idea that we can call anything anything at all, and you know what I mean, hey, you know, we can do it this way and we can do it that way. That's exactly what's happening. Dominique actually is a representation of what exactly is occurring these days. And so I have to ask the question again. Do men really be deadbeat at themselves? Or is it that there's a woman like Dominique motivating that man to be a deadbeat dad? Give me a take. Like, share, comment, subscribe.